Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the very best in SC Gaming, and today we have Bisu versus Really in the MBC Survivor 21st tournament on Circuit Breaker, played on the 18th of November. Sorry I can't get more current VODs, but my source hasn't uploaded in a while, and so I'm going to have to do one of these earlier games just to keep up with my one game a day type standard. At the top right we have Really as the blue Terran, and at the bottom right we have the Protoss player Bisu as the red Protoss, and I'm just really expecting I'm just expecting Bisu to roll right over Really. He's been playing just so well, and I know I say this every single time, but he's just been playing on top of his game, and honestly I don't think there's any way that Really's going to be able to beat him. Piling going on by that geyser there, pretty standard for a PVT. Not obviously going to not see that Forge Fast Expand against the Terran player. Probably going to see either a quick Nexus or a early like 2-gate push or something like that. Terran player also can go 1 racks into CC, 14 CC, or try to put some early pressure and get that gas early and get a FAC. And we do see that gateway going out for Bisu, so Bisu's probably going to go for 1 base play and switch over to his natural in kind of the early mid game there. And we see a supply depot going down for Really as well. Not much else is going on. He is putting down that barracks, so still can go 1 racks into CC. No, not going to go 1 racks into CC is what it looks like. What it looks like is he's going to go for that kind of factory push. We have a simulator going down for Bisu as well, so it doesn't look like he's going to go for an early expansion at this point in the game. He is getting his probe count up, obviously. I don't even know why I said that. But it looks like he got a cybernetics core, so he's going to probably go for that early pressure that the Protoss likes to put on, you know, get his range that bunker wherever the bunker may be. Looks like scouts going out for both players now, going to scout in the right direction. At least Really is. Bisu looks like he's going to go cross position, and he's going to scout Really third, it looks like. Or, whoa, maybe if he goes down to that bottom left, he's going to scout him a lot later. I meant second when I said third a while back. So now he's probably going to scout him third. We have a factory going down for Really, so he is going to try to get out some tanks, try to get out some vultures. He really could go either one. He really could go vultures with some mines and do a little bit of probe harassment, or he could get some tanks and try to push out in that good Terran timing push. We have, I don't know what that was. That might have been Supply Depot or an Academy. I think it was Supply Depot. Zealot now out for Bisu, going to go to that top right position because I'm pretty sure he knows where he is. And yes, Bisu has his probe scouting to the top right, so he's going to scout him in a fair amount of time. I do like how we have that counter at the top left for the game time, which is actually a real-time counter, I think. Yeah, it seems like a real-time counter, because I know in Starcraft 2 that counter counts faster than the actual time. I guess it counts in fast mode, real time, but you play on faster, so it's actually not really real time. Looks like a Zealot and a probe gonna try to push in here, Really doing some good micro, not getting any hits off on his Marines. He's gonna be able to push that back. Dragoon now out, and I'm assuming that range is going to be upgraded in the near future. We have 4 Marines at that front using the little arc. Kind of reminds me of the Zergling arc that Zerg players do in ZVZ, and it looks like a probe is doing something behind the mineral line. Possibly gonna put some hidden tech there or something of that sort. Another Marine joins those 4 and is like, you know what, I'm going to help you guys defend too, because Bisu is the man. The ninja toss, core spinning for Bisu, so he's going to go for that range. And both players are pretty much just macroing up right now. Bisu's got huge map control just at this point because Really is actually kind of stuck in his base. But that won't be for long, especially with this tank now out. He's going to push out as well. And Bisu's coming. Uh-oh, Bisu's going to have to go back because that's just way too many forces. That probe is discovered. Probably wanted to get that probe into his base when Really moved out, but Really was just, you know, on the ball and definitely got a hold of that. Machine shop is spinning, so it looks like we're going to see siege tech anytime soon. Command center now going on as well. Here come the Dragoons. The Dragoons are trying to pick off this tank. Able to pick off the tank. Very nice job. Really's in a lot of trouble early here, and his forces are just getting manhandled. He has one vulture, and that's pretty much it. He opted to go for mines rather than siege tech, and I think that's what's going to save him, because Bisu's going to have to be really cautious when he moves in, and that was a really good play by Really. No pun intended, but I mean, he just absolutely got owned in the micro department. That SCV did get into Bisu's base. Going to see what's going on. Robotics facility going up for Bisu as well. And it looks like this command center is going to be able to get up just because there are not enough forces there. It's really hard to produce enough Dragoons to really push in off of one gate. He went 1 gate into Robo instead of 2 gate into Robo. And while the Robo is going to be a lot earlier, he did also pick up his natural expansion and is producing probes there, picking up a second additional gateways to a total of 3. But yeah, he really could have pushed in if he would have made 2 gateways. Now that he's going to be, he's still going to have map control, but not as much of an advantage as he would have. Observatory going out for Bisu as well. And it looks like we have SCVs transferring from the main. 1 hit going off on that vulture. Not going to be too effective though. Those vultures and those mines are going to be very effective at holding off these Dragoons, at least for now. Machine Shop's still spinning. I'm assuming that's going to be siege tech, just because he has those Dragoons on his front door pretty much. I don't think he's going to go for vulture speed until after that siege tech is done. And it should be done anytime soon, actually, if he started right after those mines, because those mines were done quite some time ago, picking up his refinery as well. And it looks like Bisu's going to have to fall back to his base, which is really what really wants him to do. And engineering bay going up as well, probably to use for missile turrets to deny stuff like shuttles and Templar drops and Reaver drops, and there's a bunch of reasons why you would get an engineering bay. Probably not going to get +1 upgrades for his infantry, but nevertheless he is going to be able to build missile turrets, which is very critical. A simulator going down at Bisu's natural as well. The first observer is going out probably to scout Really's base. Going to be able to get in there before any of the missile turrets do, I believe, unless he builds that missile turret super quick. Otherwise he's going to be able to get that up. The Citadel of a Dune is also going up for Bisu as well, so probably going to get some Zealot speed, upgrade those Zealot legs, and might even go for some DTs, although I don't know how effective DTs would be in this kind of situation, especially when he has the engineering bay already up. He also does, wow, he doesn't have a comset though, so DTs would be fairly effective. If you can get that missile turret taken out, then he could do a lot of damage. And third command center being built by Really as well, so he's going to go for more of a macro game rather than a good 2-base timing push. And I don't know if I like that play, because Bisu is really quite hard to out macro. He just has so much multitasking, and he's able to do it so well that, in my opinion, I think if you went for the timing push, it would be a much better decision. Now we have a Templar Archives and a Starport going up at the same time, so switching tech yet again is Bisu, doing a very nice job of using that pylon wall to reduce his choke. Now it looks like Really's building more missile turrets just to scan for some of those observers, make sure that not too much is being revealed by his base, and keeping the shuttles away at the same time. Another factory going up for Really as well. Bisu needs to be very careful with his observers not to lose them, just because observers are pretty critical in PvT, especially with those mines. And losing one of his observers, just as I was saying that, another base going up for Bisu, almost done, so he's going to be at 3 bases to 3 bases. And when you're at 3 bases to 3 bases, it's pretty much even PvT. The Terran might be slightly ahead, just because this Terran is just so good at walling in. And Bisu actually double expanding, so going for a base at the 6. So if he gets this base up, he's going to be hugely ahead. It looks like we have a Starport going up for Really as well. That Machine Shop is still spinning. Probably going to go for Vulture speed now, is what I'm assuming, because he already has Siege Tech. He already has mines, and really he has no reason to go Chrono Boosters just yet. We do have a Arbiter's Tribunal down, so he's going to go Arbiter Tech rather than Carrier Tech, and I like that move. I think that Carriers are not very effective against Terran, but I did get hooked last time when someone, what was the last game I casted? It was, oh, Cal versus Baby, and Cal was able to beat Baby with his carriers. So obviously those carriers went on 1 against Flash, Stork against Flash, that was a huge carrier battle, and Flash just pretty much owned him. but carriers can work sometimes. This isn't a carrier map though, definitely not a carrier map. Not enough ridges and stuff like that. One of the vultures getting picked off, only laying down one mine, so Bisu's going to be able to take this out fairly easily. Science facility now down, as well as a control tower at that starport. More importantly, he is getting another base, so he's going to try to go for 4 bases now, I believe, trying to keep up with Bisu. I don't know if he knows for certain that Bisu has gone for that 6 o'clock base, but he has to have some inclination that he is macroing up like a madman, and Bisu is just getting so many gateways, and this is when the Protoss becomes really, really deadly. Pretty good harass is two-pronged harass by really, and this getting taken out by Bisu. Bisu doing good defense, able to keep most of his probes and all of his bases up. But what I was saying is, yeah, when the Protoss gets, 3 bases, 4 bases especially, he's able to just produce so many units out of so many gateways, and it becomes really hard to contain them and pretty much win the game just because there's so many. I think that really should probably think about getting more factories or switching Taek again. He has a science vessel out, gonna be good for EMP, which is very, very huge. In Starcraft 2, ghosts are very, very effective against the Protoss just because they do have that EMP as well as snipe, so they can snipe some of the more tech savvy units or more expensive units and take them out that way. It looks like a Dragoon force moving out for Bisu as well. This vulture is going to be scouting around, doing a whole bunch of recon for really, and really is going to be able to see all the stuff that's going down. It looks like vultures coming in into that 6 o'clock base, able to take off probe after probe after probe, but here come the Dragoons. They're going to be able to take this out as well. Building another cannon, he's got to be on the defensive just because it's so easy for those vultures to get in there. He's going to build probably 1 or 2 more cannons and just shoot Dragoon heavy. There's really only Dragoons in the attack force for Bisu. There's the Zealots. That's what he really needs. He needs those Zealots, but they don't have speed. Bisu slipping up a little bit. Go get your speed, man. Against siege tanks especially, you need that speed or else they'll just get eaten alive. He might be going for an orbital recall though. That would be pretty gosu if he did that, because arbiters are just so effective, I believe, against Terran. They're really the only way that you can win against macro Terran. Arbiters and recalls, stuff like that. Statuses are huge, so huge. It looks like we have another 2 factories going up for a total of 6, and so once those factories go up, then really is going to be able to almost match the macro of Bisu. Bisu just has so many forces out right now, though. He really needs to push in before the Terran player gets up his factories, and that would be just so critical. And here he comes in, Arbiter coming in as well. Looks like he might be seeing a recall, but no, he does a status, really good status on those siege tanks. Here comes the Dragoons, more Zealots streaming in, and the Zealots are just ripping off these tanks left and right. The tanks are statuses, they're not going to be able to do anything, and oh my god, here comes a huge army of Dragoons. More Zealots streaming in, doing a very nice job picking up these vultures are going down left and right, and now we see the mines going down as well. There's not enough mines, and really knows that he's pretty much lost this game. He's gonna have to GG pretty soon. There's just so many units, and that's what I was talking about. Bisu's just able to macro up so very, very well off those 4 bases. He's doing an amazing job, also picking up a base at the 7 o'clock meanwhile, and that's what the pro players do, is attack and expand. GG coming from really, so nice play by Bisu, and that's what I said. Bisu is on top of his game, just owning opponents left and right, and probably not going to cast the rest of this group, but GG. Lates.